week's Geeks Who Like Sports mashup. As always, I'm Ray Carcillo in beautiful Los Angeles, California. Got my best friend in the entire world over in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lee Elias. And Lee has come up with a great one for us today. Of course, after A-Rod whining and complaining about not having his number retired by the Yankees, we decided to wonder what superhero would request to have his uniform, his cape, his whatever it may be retired. His power. Lee,
who would have the gall to request to their super team that they retire their uniform? I'll tell you what, Ray, what I love about the mashup is the sports world, and sometimes the geeks world, but it's usually the sports world leads the way of just giving us such wonderful topics to mash up with our geek ones. And it's what's funny, Ray, is how much I think about this. And I know you listening at home do as well. You hear that, you're like, that's a good question. I think it's a good question. And Ray has such an in-depth knowledge of geekdom. He is the king of the geeks, of all geek media. That's him. I'm announcing it now. Ray, I'm actually really interested in your choices in the discussion we're about to have. Again, which superhero would request that their cape, costume, or superpower be retired by their team? Ray Carson.
Starting with DC, I think for me the most obvious one is Guy Gardner. I think, well, one of the most obvious ones, I should say. The first one I think of is Guy Gardner with the Green Lantern Corps, because he is cocky. He thinks he's the greatest thing to ever happen to the Green Lantern Corps. He would want his ring retired when he could no longer sling that ring. And I think Guy Gardner would want to have his ring retired. The other person who immediately comes to mind, of course, with DC is somebody near and dear to your heart, Lee, Mr. Booster Gold.
Booster Gold!
Yes, exactly. So,
before he became an ultimate hero. Yes.
Right. Yes, exactly. Before he actually did become a legit hero, he would want, I would say, his goggles or skeets or something.
He would want skeets flying around with an actual retired banner all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
Championship banner, greatest superhero ever, just flowing around.
I love Booster Gold. I think he is the most underrated and underappreciated superhero in the world.
Yes.
For those who don't know who Booster Gold is, look him up.
Yes. So, and he's had some very tender moments over the years. He's mostly a joke, but then every now and then he finds a way to tug on your heartstrings.
Yeah, he's kind of like the opposite of a Venom, right? Where it's like, Venom's he kills people, but he's a good guy. This one's kind of like, this guy's a jackass, but he's a good guy.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Booster doesn't kill anybody.
No, he's just a jackass, but he's a good guy. He
is a good guy. He in the end, he usually does mean well.
Yeah. I feel like that was me in my 20s.
Yeah.
Right. Now that I've had children and they've sucked my will to have energy, it's a little different.
Yes. Yeah. No, you're now reached the supernova phase of your life.
Oh man, it really does work out for me, doesn't it? I love it.
Yes. Oh goodness. And then over in the Marvel side, I mean, the first one that comes to mind, of course, is Iron Man. Right. Iron Man's like, you should retire my armor.
Yeah, they probably should though.
He already has a museum of armor.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did retire him in a way, I guess, in the MCU, if you think about it. He would definitely want it, but he deserves it, right? Like, I don't think anybody he wouldn't have to ask for it. That's the difference. You know what I mean? With an A-Rod. Booster Gold, he'd have to ask for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
I got another one just popped in my mind. We're going to go outside comics, though.
Okay.
To a Mr. Johnny Cage.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mortal Kombat world. He would absolutely want it.
Want his sunglasses retired or something?
Yeah, not Cassie. Cassie actually has she's minorly humbled, right? She's fun.
Yes.
But she would never
She's more like her mother. So
absolutely. Right. But yeah, Johnny Cage would absolutely want his sunglasses or his leotard from the first game retired.
Yeah. Yeah, those gym shorts that he fought in and whatnot. So
a little weird. Let's be honest about it.
They desperately wanted him to be Jean-Claude Van Damme from Bloodsport, and that's why in the new game, Jean-Claude Van Damme is finally a skin in Mortal Kombat.
And he's Johnny Cage, by the way. The skin fits on Johnny Cage and has all of his moves. It's not like they redid it or anything like that, which is brilliant that they're finally doing that. But the 90s were a weird time for gaming. I want y'all to know that.
Yeah. So
who else? So that's Marvel. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's other characters in Marvel. I mean, Loki would probably fit into that. Actually,
Loki would definitely if we want to, again, that's going more maybe into more of he's not quite a hero. He's not quite a villain.
Well, that's what the show is really dissecting, right? Of like, who is he? Like, like I said, the big twist, to keep this on track though, the big twist of that show is Loki's a hero now, or this version of him is a hero. He's a variant. We all got to remember that. This is a variant Loki. The prime timeline Loki's dead. Right. And probably wants his jersey retired too. There's horns retired. But this variant Loki, like he became a hero in the last episode of last season. And they keep tapping on that in the episodes, right? Right. Like you're not a hero. You're a horrible person. So I could see him saying, I want it. I would like it. Neil, and retire my jersey. Or my cape or my horns.
For sure. No, definitely. Yeah, that's an interesting choice. If you consider Loki a hero, he would definitely be at the top of that list.
Well, he doesn't even have to be a hero. I mean, A-Rod's not really a hero.
That's true.
He's kind of a Loki.
Yeah.
Actually, he's a lot like Loki now I'm thinking about
chaos. Just chaos.
Just chaos. The king of chaos, the god of chaos. Yes. Anyway, those are a few from DC Marvel, and I picked Mortal Kombat. I think about Mario Brothers like Toad maybe, but Toad deserves it.
No, and Toad would never ask for anything. Toad's just happy to be alive.
Peach would just give it to him.
Yeah.
I can't say her name without thinking about that darn song. I'm not going to sing it, but I just want you to know that.
Peaches.
You did it.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to do it.
I did the William Shatner spoken version, but yeah.
Right. Now, in Star Wars, real quick, just holding over there before we end this, right? Mm-hmm. Vader is such a diva that I could see Force Ghost Anakin almost being like, I mean, it was bad, but really should retire that cape.
Like, you guys never gave me the rank of master. You got to give me something, right?
Actually, he bitched about that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. He kind of did it in the
Anakin
film.
is A-Rod. Anakin is A-Rod.
Yeah. He turned to the dark side, went to the Yankees and everything.
Yep. He went to the evil empire.
What have I done?
Yeah.
So that means like 20 years.
Your new empire.
Anakin. That means in 20 years that A-Rod will be turned good again and help some young apprentice that we didn't see in those films. Right? Like he helped some kid in the crowd back in 2009 that we didn't see that's just suddenly going to be a Yankee one day.
Oh, gosh.
All right. This is going to go on forever because it's important that we discuss this. But more importantly, Ray, we want to
know what you think.
So please comment below wherever you see this video. We'll put it up on the page. Which superhero would just horribly ask that their cape, superpower, or costume be retired by their team or by their comic book or hosting company, however you want to look at it. Let us know what you think. Do you like our answers? Do you hate our answers? Do you agree with our answers? A lot of you have been commenting about that, so let us know. I'm going to toss this back over to my friend Ray to close it out.
Yes. So like Lee said, that is this week's mashup. For Lee, I'm Ray. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to come back next week with our special Halloween episode of Geeks Who Like Sports. But until then, this has been the mashup. Good night, everybody.